Hello, folks. Hello, everyone. We're looking at Barcium. Looks like he's jungling Jarvan. And he is against an almost prom king, a Mumu. Give me a second. My screen tends to do this when it's loading. I don't know why. I blame Adobe Air. Let's go with Adobe Air. That's what I'm going to blame. You can see it's lagging a little bit. I like that you're pinging a lot off the bat. It shows that you are aware that you need to get out there and get your map control. You actually do the same thing that I do a lot when I'm starting blue. I'm sorry, it's going to lag a little bit just as it starts, but it'll go away shortly. But you like to secure this bush, and it's a really good habit to get into. You don't necessarily have to go this far. If you can get players organized and all get in that brush, it's a good idea. I've seen some other cool stuff, like if you're on purple or red team and you're starting blue, to come down to this bush with just like your ADC and your support and your jungler, and you can net first bloods first time sometimes, so that's good. The bad thing is you don't want players like Jax coming in here late. I'm gonna pause it real fast, just because if someone's in this bush, which I think they are in this video actually, it gives your position. I think Gragas is just down here, something like that. It just shows that you have folks in this bush. It just it's more information that they have about you. It's not necessarily a good thing. So when he comes into that bush late, you gotta be aware, and that there's a chance that they know that you're there. Especially if you heard that Gragas noise, checking bushes there. They don't usually do that unless they have a reason to. So if you did hear that noise, I'd be thinking, hey, they know I'm here now. You can use your E to scout a little bit more to get maybe a better spot. Now I definitely get out. They're going to see that there's only 3 of you guys here. I don't really necessarily like starting red, especially when a Mumu, especially when they know that you're here. I doubt they'll send the bottom lane up here. It's not necessarily a good idea for them to do that. If you guys have vision, so I mean, and now you see Mumu's coming, so yeah, backing out's the right choice here. You're gonna slow Mumu down here actually pretty substantially. It's gonna cut into your leash. You're gonna be smiting it anyway. Pretty good ward there. I wouldn't expect them necessarily to invade. I probably would have saved that. Not that it really matters. I'm 3 minute cooldown anyway. You move pretty well. You attack move, which is good. It's a good habit to get into. Smiting's definitely reasonable. Just Akali needs to know that, first of all, I don't know why she went Cloth 5, but Lux is going to hit level 2 first, so I would have your eye on that lane, because Akali should be playing really aggressively against Lux. Or vice versa, excuse me. Lux should be playing very aggressively against Akali. I probably would have done... Okay, I mean, either camp's fine, honestly. I don't actually know which one's mathematically better. I'm assuming probably this one if you can cleave them all down. So I mean that's probably fine. I'm just used to clearing the wolves because I don't really notice that big of a difference regardless. Mid's super shoved. I would definitely be looking to gank that as soon as you can. And I know you're thinking that right now. Top's probably going to be ganked. Actually, probably not, because the Mumu started red right now. Real fast. Okay, so let's break it down real fast. Most junglers, when they start on red team, they start with this buff right here, the blue buff. Because they hit this buff, then they hit one of these camps, and then they hit this, and they're level 3, and they gank top at around 3 minutes and 10 seconds when they finish their clear. This is a non-standard game right now because of that start. And I think at lower ELO, some people like to mix up where they start a little bit more, but at a little bit higher ELO, people almost always start the bottom camp. So the hot spot for ganking and counter ganking is up top around 3 minutes and 10 seconds, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's just something to keep in mind right now. You should start chugging your potions sooner. I just noticed that you're getting really low while you're jungling. Especially because, I mean, you want to be ready to gank as soon as possible, and now you're in a spot where you can't actually really gank right now and give Akali that help that she needs. Like, it's just a little bit riskier just because you didn't use the potions. Because if I'm Lux, I'm going to stand and fight here against you. Not really stand, but do it Lux style. And you got it. Unnecessary flash, you got it. And let's go back, just because I think the outcome was good, but this isn't necessarily a good thing. And you're kind of exploiting the fact that she's a bad Lux here. Again, I don't think she's ever going to kill you in this situation, but Akali is a champion that can't really follow up really well. And that's the spot she happens to be able to, just because you hit your stun perfectly, the perfect time. But Akali can't really follow up 9 times out of 10 here, and Lux gets a really slow reaction. And I think that's kind of why you got her here, and which is totally fine because you expect bad players to do this all the time. So it's good that you got her. And what else was I gonna say? I wouldn't expect this to work that often, but at the same time, you want to be, higher health just in case, because the other big thing, and this is probably the biggest thing to learn here, is if Mamumu counter ganks, and he very well could be up here or down here or something, because you know he just did his blue, you're going to be in a bad spot, or maybe not a bad spot, but not as good of a spot as you would be if you were topped off or near topped off. But if I'm Lux in this spot, I'm just going to lob spells at you and make you waste your time, because I'm not that scared of a half health Jarvan when I have the power to, if I hit all my spells, probably almost kill him if you didn't get your W. But you did get your W because you were smart. So good first blood. I don't know why she flashed for that. It was almost definitely dead. Interesting escape. And interesting. Okay, this is something just to talk about real fast. I wouldn't 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't expect a Mumu to be up here. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't expect him to be up here so fast because I'm pretty sure we knew he started red. I mean, he started red and then went to blue and then on all the way to top. So it's just kind of an uncommon path. Maybe I missed something. But I wouldn't usually be looking for a counter gank up there, but it happens in this situation that he is up there, making a successful gank. But you struck first, so that's good. So we want to keep gauging our lanes and seeing what's up. Obviously this lane, nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about here. Bottom lane is shoving and is aggressive and is trading very poorly here. Very poorly. Just basking in that. So that's going to be the lane you probably need to help. That barrier was unnecessary. Definitely looking to just soak up this farm. I wouldn't necessarily go for the kill. I don't think you have enough to burst them, either one of them down. And you definitely don't actually. So you just want to soak up this experience and get as much CS as possible. Oh, now you might be able to get a kill. I didn't know someone had teleport. You want to back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay, so and I know you probably just flubbed it here. You're a little tired or something like that. But we have to make these assumptions when we're coming in for a gank. We have to make the assumption that they're going to run. And I know you probably don't need this lesson in skill shotting. But 9 times out of 10, they're just not going to just stand there and try and kill a full health turret. So you want to place that behind them instead of directly on them. Because I was about to say, at this point when they see you, you can almost guarantee that you're in their screen. It's not like they're auto-attacking the turret like this, where you might not even be in the screen. They're almost definitely like this. So they definitely see you, and they're going to start running right now. So you got to put that at least a little bit behind them. Because even if you miss them somehow, if you put it right here where my mouse is right now, 1, you're behind them and you're in a more advantageous position. 2, you are, even like I said, even if you don't knock them up, you're still in a spot where you're ahead of them, where you can drop your slow on them and stuff like that. Whereas if you put it right where you do and they move to the right, all you're gonna get is your slow off. You're not gonna get your knock up, and you're not in a position to auto attack them as they run through you. So even if you miss here, it's better to get yourself in this spot than this spot. So that's a pretty basic lesson in auto or skill shotting. And I think you know you messed up there. But the biggest thing is always get behind them. That way they have to at least run through you, especially with your slow. You see middle's getting ganked. She's not doing a good job of getting out. I don't know. She ran into the Mumu. She's just like, kill me, please kill me. Yeah, I'm gonna still keep fighting. Actually, I thought this was gonna fizzle out. I'm gonna back it up and see what happened. Oh, somehow you guys got back into. I like hanging around here. I'm not necessarily gonna push it. I don't know why they're staying around when you're so big as Jarvan. Her spells are on cooldown. She has no mana. Damn, you're the man. Definitely good that you're sticking around there. I don't know why they're staying there. And now I'm definitely pushing. But before that, I'm not necessarily pushing because I want to give Ezreal a chance to catch up and farm. The reason that you want to push is you want to shove it into their turret if you think they're not going to be there. So you can, recall or have your lanes recall, or you want to push the turret, or you want to do dragon. Those are like the 3 reasons for shoving. But just kind of shoving is kind of screwing your ADC if he's able to get there in time to farm. But good play there. Definitely looking to fight this. I don't know what he's thinking. Real fast. Okay, so, and this is, I think you're going to be fine in this situation because it's just an absolute joke of a play by a Mumu. And there's so many things to talk about. Holy hell. Okay, so real fast. Let's speed it up to get to the spot. You see Mumu's coming. The only reason he's coming is to kill you. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to work into his game plan. His game plan is to get to you. In this spot, I think your W is almost off cooldown. Oh, your W is actually on cooldown. You're still huge as Jarvan, and he probably won't have the burst to kill you regardless, even if you go in. But if he's a more potent jungler, like an Olaf or like a even a Shyvana to an extent, or something that can actually dish out a ton of damage to you, you don't want to make his job easier by going to him, since his goal is to get to you. So you want to make him take as long as possible and as much damage as possible running through your two teammates to get to you. So by going right at him, you're kind of, giving him a chance at making this really retarded play work. It's okay, and the other thing to say, it's okay if you're baiting him. If you're baiting him and you're coming close just to mess with him a little bit and get him in range, it's okay. And like I said, it probably won't matter in this spot, because I'm pretty sure you're just gonna kill him anyway. It's just a really unnecessary, like, low success rate play. Ooh, shit, I accidentally hit the wrong button. Sorry, I spit it up. Low success rate, gank by him. I don't even know what the hell he's thinking. We'll watch it real time. I'm pretty sure you're not going to die. Also, if your reasoning for that getting in there is to get the assist, if you just drop your E, and look, you're actually in a bad spot because you went in there. Your E gives the assist because it gives the attack speed, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure even if you just drop an E and you're trying to get an assist, even if it doesn't hit them, you'll get the attack speed. But I think the con of you going up in there is actually you managed to lose your flash. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just something to think about. Top lane, looking good, little push. Moon's not going to gank it right now, so you don't have to worry about ganks. You could even think about like dragoning and stuff like that, but it's probably not a good point in the game to do it. You're low, obviously, but you just want to be looking for opportunities to do it, and obviously it's way too early right now with you being that low. I think the earliest I've ever gotten dragon in a solo queue was 4 minutes, but I don't know, that actually sounded like some sort of weird-ass brag, but I was trying to get to the point of saying it's actually really hard to kill a dragon in the first like 8 minutes. You need to like completely destroy a lane without taking too much collateral on your tank, among other things. So, real fast, every like once in a while you want to look around, see what lanes are going to be ganked. Because, Amumu's coming back out to lane just like the same way you're coming back out to the lanes. I don't think he's going to gank back down here, even though you guys don't have any sort of vision. It's just these guys aren't that shoved yet, and they're a little bit more slippery. Right now, I think Akali's the mark, because she has, let's see, she's not level 6 yet. She probably hasn't, actually she has warded in this spot. She has both lanes warded, which the enemy jungler can see, but probably doesn't know that he can see. So against a good jungler that doesn't know that she has 2 wards down, this is going to be the gank spot. But the other thing is Jack is also pretty pushed, and I think his flash is also down. Let me check. No, he doesn't have flash, his ghost, and it's up. So if you're looking to counter gank, it would be, I would float around this jungle right here. Even if you can't just show up immediately for the counter gank, you're there to clean up like any sort of dive or stuff like that. You're like insurance almost. And look, he's actually rolling in the middle right now. And just a pro tip for if you're a Mumu, if you click Akali's inventory and you mouse over her ward, you can see that she has 2 wards down. And you can bet your ass that it's like both sides of the lane. So there's no point in ganking middle right now unless you gank through the lane. And you're gonna like follow up on a Lux stun, which is just a low percentage gank, and it's not gonna work that often. So, so look at him wasting his time. This is gonna give you information right here. The fact that he's here is gonna lead you to the fact, like now you can show up for a counter gank down bottom. And so I'm gonna like this a lot. I don't think he's necessarily, he actually is going bottom. I was gonna say I don't think he's necessarily going bottom because he's not level 6 on Mumu, and he can't dive that well. But it looks like these bot lane guys are playing aggressively enough to make it okay. Oh, he's gonna dive. And I hope you ruin them. And real fast, I wouldn't come the way you did. I'd come through here. Because if this is warded right now, they're not going to go for the counter gank. And you want them to dive this Ezreal right now. Because they're going to be taking a very bad risk and you're going to exploit them by coming up through lane here. And throwing a blind shot over wall might work sometimes. But really, you want to come down through this route. Yeah, not too much, because your stuff's gonna be on cooldown. You're gonna be able to slap him around a little bit, but and that Ezreal didn't even dodge. But you managed to make the best out of a bad situation, and that's what jungling is there. And you know what? I'm actually gonna take back what I said about the blind shot over the wall there, because I didn't think he'd go in so soon. First of all, people play a lot differently. At my, I guess, I mean, I'm at the best level, but at Platinum they play differently. So this Ezreal 9 times out of 10 isn't going to die to just the Amumu on a dive here. And Amumu's, most of the time, he's going to wait for his creeps to get into position, among other things, and his AP to get in position. So I wouldn't have expected him to just run on in there and, do whatever. But you actually jumping over the wall was actually a very effective play because it maximized your time actually auto-attacking Amumu and ensured that you went 1-for-1 there. So I take back what I said. I was just a little bit butthurt about the fact that you didn't go around this way, I think. But again, most Ezreals aren't going to just get snagged by the Amumu there and just die like a moron. So, yeah. Definitely soaking up this farm. You want to hit level 6. You're doing a pretty good job of keeping Amumu weak as hell. Things to think about right now is you got to be looking at Amumu's level, seeing that you're almost 6 and Amumu is 4. So you almost have probably over a full level advantage on him. Yeah, slightly over a full level advantage on him. So with the new buff cycle coming up at 7 minutes and 20 seconds, I'd be thinking about trying to get up here. Actually, I'd probably head there right now since he just died. But actually, in this situation, you know that he didn't start blue. He started red, I'm pretty sure. So that means you want to get down here by 8 minutes, usually a little bit before, so you can like ward or something like that. And let's keep playing. But the main thing is to have a plan when these buffs are respawning. I would have personally done the Wraith camp and then gone up here, but doing the golems is fine too. I mean, it's not a big difference. You just want to hit level 6, so you're more potent when you get up there. And I usually say, no matter what, try and get this farm down here. But in this situation, I'm totally okay with you ignoring the farm a little bit to hit level 6 and to go make a play on Amumu. That was okay, and I gotta speak for in general game plan mechanics. If you're Victor, you don't want to drop that W until you're sure that it can stop her. And you can see that Jarvan's in range to EQ, so you might as well just wait till Jarvan EQs to drop that right on top of her so she gets the stun as well. And I guess, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess it makes a little bit of sense, but 9 times out of 10, you just want to overlap that CC with Jarvan. So you know your blue's a little bit vulnerable right now. Things to think about, although they don't apply in this situation, is when you're down here and you're showing at the 7-minute mark, 8-minute mark, you're leaving your blue wide open. So a good counter jungler, like a new deer or something like that, is just going to sweep in there, take it, and get out. But in this situation, it won't matter. Going up to his blue is fine. I would have saved that ward for a better spot. They changed it so look at this. So you can't like effectively ward it right in this spot here, but this is still the best ward spot usually. Gives you like maximum vision of where people can be coming from to help. Let's talk mechanics right here. Biggest thing is you see that these guys bottom are missing, which would have actually made this ward, putting it right here would have been slightly better than, well, actually a lot better than putting it right here, because you can see if they're coming up through this alley, and I still like the ward right here the most. But you have a full level advantage, you have a health disadvantage, or at least an apparent health disadvantage. You're probably pretty close just because you're driving. Yeah, it's not as bad as it looks. But the biggest thing is the bottom guys are coming. So you want to look at, before you get in these fights in their jungle, you got to look, you don't have your middle guy here to help you. You don't have your bottom here. So I'm assuming this is going to end up poorly, because Moo's going to have too much, you can't 100-0 Moo here. So if you are going to contest this, in this spot, which I don't think you should, you want to save your EQ for your escape, because you're sure as hell going to need it. If you EQ in right now, you're going to be fucked. Your only possible way of going into this, doing something and getting out alive and making a good play out of it, is to steal the buff and then EQ out. But me personally, I might go around this way, ward over the wall, and just try and smite it, just because my lanes can't really help right now. Actually, bottom lane can help; they're just choosing not to, and they have a longer path to come help. So I'm assuming this is going to end poorly for you, and you EQ'd in, so you have no escape now. So you're almost definitely dead. Oh, the bottom lane didn't come. Again, I know that it looked like it was a great idea, but it was a pretty poor idea. The enemy team just wasn't that reactive. Amumu didn't do shit to keep you away. He has his bandage toss up still. He didn't even, I don't know, he didn't even try to smite, or no, his smite was on cooldown apparently. So, I mean, it worked out, but it's just a very, very dangerous and risky play. I'm actually really surprised. I thought they would be coming up from bottom. Oh, this is an absolute joke. Okay, this is what we call a rage-induced Amumu. He's in the worst spot possible. I would be ignoring the Amumu here. I mean, if Lux wants to stay and bang, you gotta get on her. But Amumu's like no threat right now. No ult, no mana, no nothing. Doesn't even have enough for a bandage toss. You just want to make sure your allies don't get fisted here. Lux is their big target. If you can get to Lux, you want to get to Lux. If you can't get to Lux, getting on Amumu's perfectly fine. You can be a little bit more patient with your EQs. Okay, so let's look this up real fast. What's happening? So generally, when you're trying to EQ at a T, like the way you're moving this way and he's moving that way, it's a little bit harder to thread the needle sometimes, because like your potential area that can hit him is smaller. So you want to let him run up here a little bit. Be patient. Let him run up a little bit, and then EQ him. Because see, this way, he can kind of just juke laterally, like way easier. Whereas if you're coming up behind him and you're both moving in the same direction, your EQ path is going to be so massive that's going to be more likely to hit him. So I think that's a situation where you want to be a little bit more patient with the EQ. Not only that, when you're against like skill shots and stuff like that, where Lux in this situation she already used her Q, I think. Actually, looks like it's up again. But you want to let her use the Q first. You want to let her try to throw that Q off on these two, and then come in right afterwards when they're defenseless. So in this situation, she might just drop that Q on you and, get an ult down a perfect alley here. So I think a little bit of patience would have helped you a little bit more there. We'll speed it up a little bit. I don't know why she's getting close. I have no idea why she... I think this might have been lying to me, saying that her Q's up. And if it wasn't lying to me, she's a real douche for not using it. Because she probably might have been able to save Mumu. Unlikely, but maybe. Oh, okay. So you just destroyed the jungler. You sent the middle back. And your bottom's kind of in a good spot right now to do the dragon. So I probably would do dragon here. She's not even level 6. Can't really do much. And you're full health. You're near full health. So pretty good spot to do a dragon. If you want to do a middle turret, that's okay. But Lux is gonna be able to defend that pretty well. By just wave clearing, and like even with her ult, if she just drops her ult on the wave, which she's probably not smart enough to do, that's gonna make it so you don't do any like damage here. Good bot by her. Sorry, she didn't drop all the hammers there. So you're kind of getting neutralized by Lux, whereas Dragon, yeah, I mean, you would probably bait the Lux in and be able to be a killer if she wanted to try and defend it. But I think I might have been a missed opportunity there. It's okay to play safe, because it's better to play when you're this strong. It's better to play safe, like aggressively, but still safe. Whereas Dragon might be more of a throw spot and not worth it. I don't really like giving Akali the blue, mainly because I think Lux has been bossing her around a lot, right? Is that not the case? Just because she doesn't, I don't know. It's first of all, she doesn't need it, and secondly, I know you already have one, but secondly, it's just I think she's a high risk to give it to. Like I'm pretty sure she's gonna die in the next 5 minutes. But okay, let's look at ganks real fast. So I think Amumu's back up. And I think he could be in a position to gank right now, so you know he's not going to gank down here. The middle is actually pushing too, so I mean the only place he can possibly gank is up top. So if you're a counter ganking champion, you want to be thinking about that, something like a devastating Zinjao or an Olaf or a Shyvana to an extent. And as you see on the map, he just pings him coming top. Yeah, he just walked right over a ward that he knew was placed. That was pretty stupid. Okay, Lux is also roaming. I was about to say, looks like Lux is coming top. Okay, so when they're committing all of their power top right now, if I'm Akali, if I'm you as the jungler, actually, I'm gonna say, hey, crew, let's take the free dragon, the free 2,000 gold that they want to give, or 3,000 golds that they want to give us. I said golds, didn't I? Free 1,000 gold that they want to give us. Because it's just a gift right now. They have 3/5 of their team up top. You guys have 4/5 of your team bottom. Just seems logical, and they're not even gonna get the kill here, are they? Oh yeah, she's dead. Oh no, she missed. But instead, it looks like you guys made a bad choice there. And I mean, actually, I guess they didn't make the choice to die. But they did. Akali's doing the next best thing, which is shoving middle, but it's probably not going to be... I mean, she's still going to make Lux lose like 2 waves. Mumu will probably soak up a little bit of it. But because you just kind of lost an opportunity there. And like Akali's trying to roam down bottom. Actually, okay, I keep forgetting that your bottom lane has TP for whatever weird ass reason, so this should work. Nice flash, I like it. I'm very okay with that flash. Yeah, Akali's being smart here. Nice. I mean, nothing to say about that, just well played. But again, you got kills, and you're in a position where you guys can drag in or take this turret, or maybe even both. So you got to do one of the two right now. Turret's fine. I prefer dragon personally because I like these. I like these. I mean, if the choice is, do you wanna, you know, you're getting 1,000 gold either way. Um, but I kind of like the fact that they have like less room to work with here. And they're more vulnerable, especially when you're this strong. You can sneak up behind here a lot and make dives happen. I haven't even looked at your build yet. I don't really like Elder Lizard. I think it's okay to get an offensive item, but I don't necessarily like Elder Lizard. It could just be a stylistic thing. I do prefer getting offensive items here. And you guys are... I mean, I think after you shove this, you can get the dragon. Just because they're occupied with this farm. Akali can either come and help Dragon or keep Lux busy middle. Keeping Lux busy middle might be more effective because I think she's more useful that way. But you guys have like kind of decent vision, especially if you have a ward up, or I would ask someone to ward up here or something like that if they had it. And just take the free Dragon. Since you guys are so strong, you want to bait fights. It doesn't look like you're that much stronger than them, but you are. Good, you're taking the Dragon. At first I thought you guys were going to walk past it. So we have to assume that Lux is coming down. She might not have vision. She might just know. It doesn't matter. We have to assume that she's coming down. So Akali should probably be trying to zone Lux more so than help with the dragon, to make it that much more difficult for her to make a play. She doesn't contribute that much to Baron DPS, but generally you want at least one person zoning. In this situation, you have a really awkward team, so I don't know. This might be the best strategy to have no one zone, because Akali can't really zone that well. But I mean, it probably won't even matter. But if you aren't stomping this hard, then it's better to have one zoning. Like especially if you're like hardcore, like mage, like ranged caster. Not looking to fight here. You're fighting in like what I call the Lux funnel, which is like any time you make like a lane out of this kind of thing, where she can just hit binds really easy, hit loosen singularities really easily, and then just blow her ult and kill everybody. Not to mention bottom's already converging on you as well. Not to mention Moon's probably 6 and in the area, so this looks like it's like a potential throw right now, if you guys actually choose to pursue this. Hey, I was right for once. Check it out. What? Oh, I thought it was about to work out for you guys. Is Akali gonna sweep up? No? She's gotta use her. Yeah, I was gonna say she's using her spell vamp. It's her only option. But I mean, a 2 for 2 in that spot isn't really what you guys want. You guys gave him what, 2 shutdowns, and potentially a turret if they organize here. Jax needs to be shoving top. 3 people. Okay, 3 people and 2 shutdowns and a little bit of map control. And I don't know what Gargle Gross is doing here, but he's being a little bit crazy. Had a little bit too much beer or something. I don't know, or it's that country skin, the I don't give a fuck skin. I'm gonna back up just I probably shouldn't because I don't want to waste any more time. But let's just see if there's anything bad about what you did just now, or anything good, because I do like to say good things. No, I think you're tanky enough to not necessarily. If they just one of the things I love doing if I'm in Gragas's spot. Oh my God, Gragas's spot is I see a person coming, thinking they're safe under the turret, and I just bam turn on them, get my my Lux to turn on them too, and blow you the fuck up. Especially since you're not that tanky yet, you do have that Negatron cloak, and in this situation it's never gonna work. But if I'm real strong and I'm here and I know I can tank the turret a bit, I'm willing to just all of a sudden ult you over towards us, smack you down, and try and blow you up real quick. So you need to be careful when you're making this approach here. But in this situation, your EQ combo is perfectly fine. You ate a little bit of collateral. It didn't work out this time, but it was a good stab. And your last hitting looks good too, for the most part, until you missed that last one. Nah, I'm just kidding. Let's get back to the game. So we can assume that Amumu, he hasn't showed up in a while. His blue's up now. We can assume that he's probably coming top despite his blue not being there because it's the only lane that's putting pressure on. And I think he's been putting pressure on for the past like 30 seconds or so. So the longer, he's putting pressure on it, the more likely Amumu is to be coming. So, and he's running that way. Oh, what the hell? That was like I guess all our spells are on cooldown. Oh, all our spells are on cooldown. That was debatably stupid. Okay, and just to comment on what you guys are doing right now, you guys are doing what you need to do to win this. I think you're way stronger than you guys think you are relative to them. You only have like a 1k global gold advantage, but you've been kind of bossing them around all game. You kept, you have levels on them. You just need to keep taking objectives now. Going top is a good idea, especially if you're making this play call to go top. You want to make sure, like, if they decide to, push middle, you have at least one person defending there. But if it looks like they're just coming to defend top, then just, you're making them play by your rules, and that's totally fine. But remember, their team fight is scary as hell. I also, oh, by the way, I forgot to comment, I like the fact that you got Russian Negatron Cloak versus their team. Very smart. You can even rush B-Veil. I don't usually get B-Veil, but I like it. I don't necessarily like what you guys are doing right here. Okay, never mind. I didn't think you have one person pushing. You need to at least get the creep wave rolling here. If you want to try and make a play, like, real fast, if you don't think it's warded, it's fine to get you guys, trying to catch them here. But you want at least the creep wave rolling. That way you don't miss this opportunity to take the turret. Victor isn't scary enough to really be zoning them at all. I mean, he doesn't have any, like... Oh, God, he's got 152 AP. I was about to say he doesn't have that much AP. I hate Victor. So you see Lux and Amumu recalling, or at least Lux, or one of them recalling. So it should be a pretty easy top turret. Diving's fine. You don't want to... Ah, nice, dude. You're playing exactly how I would for the most part. Where you want to take a quick stab at him, but you don't want to necessarily be tanking the turret. You might be able to get some sort of follow-up with Ezreal or something like that, but you don't want to, like, hang in there too long. So that's a very good, like it doesn't seem like a lot happened, but that's a really good thing that you did there. After you miss there, I think you should get back. One thing is Ashe is pushing middle, undefended, and what, you guys have everyone top? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have everyone top, so just push the turret or work a dive. Don't, like, do this bullshit, like, behind the turret kind of action. If you're threatening them with something, then it might work, but honestly, you're just letting, an AD carry push a turret, so you need to make things happen. You need to make it happen fast. I would use all manpower pushing the turret. As it is right now, you don't have anyone defending middle, so I think by not having anyone defend middle, you guys actually, lost out in this. And remember, they're really potent, so I'm expecting Victor to die, and he's ballsy. Real fast before you eat through there, let me look at this. And it might not matter in this spot. Let me speed it up. Okay, so you're gonna kind of distance yourself from your team a little bit. They have to, for your EQ to work here, and I think it's an okay stab in this spot, you have to understand that everything they have is about to be thrown on you, and your team needs to be in a spot to follow up. In this situation, I think it's okay because they can follow up. But you're only as strong in this engage, when you're the engager, you're only as strong as your team's follow-up. So in this spot, I think you guys are strong enough to make this work. So it's not, like, too throwy or risky. But after you miss, I think right after you miss, I don't think I'm necessarily trying to chase his ass down. Because you can see your teammates didn't get any closer. These are your two damage dealers right here. Actually, Victor does a decent bit too, but they didn't get really any closer. But I mean, honestly, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to chase a little bit here. But just know that you're as strong as your follow-up is. And you also have a Kali roaming up, but you also have probably Ashe coming up too. Oh, I don't think that was necessarily your fault. I think your teammates played it really poorly. I think you being aggressive is an okay thing there. Sure, you baited them, but they could have played it better, and I think you could have played it a little bit better. I think it was just like a nice whole team kind of, everyone just kind of, dropped the ball there. So nothing to worry about. It was kind of throwing in the sense that you guys lost a ton there. Oh, man, no way. No way! Damn, that was actually a pretty good play by them. They moved pretty well there. Although he's not moving his cloud now, but other than that, it was pretty good. Let's see your items. Looks okay. I probably would have kept working on that MR item just because most of their damage is magic damage. I'd also be telling my team that. Oh man, they're real bad. Real bad play by them. They got to know that they can't go behind your turret when, you know, a lot of people are missing from the map, among other things. I would go take his red. You killed 2 of them. It's probably up. You see Ash going up there. Taking top turret's good, too. Um, you see Moom's bottom. So I would just go top. Push top. Looks like top doesn't need your help. I mean, you might even be able to work the second turret here if you guys all organize right now. You just see a Moomoo's bottom. You know Ash is here somewhere. You know, that's not enough. The casters are the best at defending turrets because they can, you know, do the most. They can usually do the most damage to creeps from the safest distance. So I think by using all of your manpower to get red there, which is a one-person job, is kind of a poor choice. Probably could have maybe started working that turret a little bit. But getting the red is, like, you know, a good thing, too. You see Gragas pushing wave top. Let's pause and just glance at it real fast. So, both of these guys are kind of neutralizing each other because they're both not in the picture, so you can expect to be getting into a 4-on-4 here. Big thing is you're isolated right now. Your team's not in a position to follow up, so you don't want to be looking at any sort of engage. Actually, if that Ashe keeps fucking with you the way she is, and you just eliminate them, I'm okay with you just going in on Ashe right now. Actually, they don't have the manpower to blow your ass up, I don't think. Especially if you build a little bit bigger, if you kept working on that Negatron, but you're probably gonna 100-0 her here. So actually, I'm okay with her going in. You know, Gragas is top. You know, even if Lux gets, you know, even if Lux is in the worst possible spot, which is right here, you'll probably still be able to get out fine. So that being said, you're in EQ range. I would just EQ in. The biggest thing, other than that, other than maybe even killing her, is you might be able to bait a little fight here, because you're not going to die in the fight, but you might keep them around long enough for your team to get up there and follow up. So I'm going to guess that's what you do. Hey. Hey, looks like Lux was in the worst possible spot. And I really don't think you made a bad play there. I think it was fine. I didn't look at your mechanics. Nice move. Skills that kills. Oh, you're the man. Let me back up to praise you, because that was real good. Why aren't you platinum? You're the best player I've ever seen. Yeah, okay, there wasn't anything special about it, but it was still just good decision making. You can still bang with these guys a little bit. Your EQ is obviously down for a little bit. I would go over to Lux now. Okay, there's your mistake. So with Jarvan, you can only move in team fights and group fights. You can really like change your strategy when your EQ combo's up. So it's okay to stick on Gragas right now while your EQ's on cooldown. But as soon as this Lux comes in range, I'm EQing right over to her and killing her. Not only because, you know, she's a Lux and she's super squishy, but because she doesn't expect it right now. She sees you beating on Gragas and thinks, oh, hey, he's gonna keep attacking Gragas because, you know, it's just what people do. They just attack what's there. They just keep doing what they're doing. But you can catch her off guard really easily right now by just switching over to her and 100 to 0ing, well, not 100, like 30 to 0ing her. Also, this Victor's a coward for not getting in here. Oh man, that was such a late and poor attempt, and now he's in the worst bush possible. Ah, yeah, you guys should have wrecked them there. Remember, Victor's like a short-range caster, so it's hard for him to get on Lux, who's a long-range caster. But I think he can still... Okay, he shouldn't make an attempt, but if he's mechanically skilled, it's not the worst thing in the world to make an attempt there. But at the same time, Ezreal was, you know, in a better spot to actually do something. I can't believe this is a close game. You're just so much stronger. 4-2 and 11 at 18.5 minutes. It's pretty incredible. So the enemy team should be looking to take Dragon because you guys are all super low. We're low enough to not be able to really safely take Dragon. So I don't really kind of like what you're doing. This is like asking for disaster versus their team comp is getting in this kind of group cluster. It's okay as long as you know if they come as a group, you gotta just book it. Unless you think I don't know, it really depends on how it plays out. It's just really ballsy to all be in a group. I probably went in a little bit early there. It's probably fine. You gotta just let him die. I would have just let him die there. Because of that. Now you're throwing at least Baron here. This Moon's flashes have been very questionable thus far this game. Okay, so I love trying to outplay people in spots like this, but they have too many things that you have to dodge, and all it takes is one spell to hit you and kill you here. I think I like your build just because you knew you were going. You knew you were going to have to go Merc Treads, so by going Elder Lizard is totally fine. I think it's a good choice. So I take back what I said earlier about that, because you know you're not going Ancient Golem, so you know. You should probably have recalled by now. If they're not threatening to push, then you want to be, you know, able to defend Baron or Dragon if they decide to do Dragon. Right now you're not in that. You know, you can't do that. I think your biggest problem in this game thus far is you haven't really kind of got up in their face with as strong as you got early game when you had that like 2-level advantage on Jarvan. Or on a Mumu, excuse me, Jarvan did 2 Mumu. I might just be being picky, but for the most part, you've looked pretty good. So, the general idea, even though if you were doing, you might have been doing everything you possibly could, but the general idea is if you get stronger, especially than more, if you're against a Mumu, if you get stronger than him early, or you get an advantage, you want to just, you know, shove and get up in his face. Take turrets the way you guys were taking turrets, which was great. Get up in his jungle, disrupt him in his jungle a little bit more. Your team actually wasn't really in a position to do it. Also, never let your team do Dragon without the jungler. It's just asking for it to be stolen, especially when you're against Lux. Let's speed it up a little bit. Actually, oh, looks like there's about to be some action. Oh. So, they're all missing except for Lux. You can bet they're all... Actually, no, never mind. I'm assuming they're all in this general area somewhere. I don't know if he EQ'd at the max range there. Yeah, good engage. Okay, 2 things I like about this engage. Amu's ult's probably still down. Oh, no, it's actually not down. But you got them really off guard here, and even though your follow-up's not in the best spot, it should be enough. The bad thing is you're in a Lux alley, and if she's a good Lux and you don't kill her here, she might be able to just 100 to 0 you, especially with that Amu ult. So we'll see how it turns out. If, you know, you got the other 2 on their team right over here, you're going to be in a bad spot. Oh man, you're nut. I love it. I love it. That's pretty much how I would have played it too. Only because it worked out, right? Hindsight bias. So, what I would do is get the dragon for sure, but I'm trying to think about what else you could possibly... I don't think you could really do anything else. I think you're too low. Yeah, I would just recall. Okay, this is fine too. I actually didn't even see that this blew up. This is perfect. I don't know why you're asking me for help. You're doing things perfectly. The biggest thing though is while you're doing that is not you want to try and get some vision over the wall, especially while they're all missing. I know you know that you killed 2 of them and they're probably not, you know, there. But, you know, as soon as a blue buff spawns and when everyone's missing on the map, the enemy team almost always knows that you're getting their blue. So, you got to get out of there as fast as possible. So going up for those wolves is kind of risky. And I know that wasn't you doing it, but just food for thought. Damn, why am I so tired? Oh. I'm probably not picking the best fight here. All you have to do is tell your team to get magic resist and you guys will win. Questionable. Doesn't matter, I'll be up in like 20 seconds anyway. So, okay, I like that you weren't looking to go in there. I know a lot of Jarvans would be like, hey, Lux is running at me, let's EQ her. But that would be a super throwy thing to do. At the time, it looked like you were going to be in a 4-on-5, but now it looks like you would have been on a 4-on-4. They are a really potent team, and I don't know why your team isn't just stacking mad magic resist, because that's all I need to do to win. It looks clean. The cool thing about that is you're gonna be getting in like a 5-on-4 or a 5-on-3 situation because you saw the other people on the map. So it's a very good time to engage. You saw Ash was bottom, so Ash is probably down here somewhere, maybe up here. She actually recalled and went to base and sent an arrow. But now you just want to shove middle. Yep, you're doing that. You're doing everything you should be doing this game. Morgana's coming down from up top. Okay, cool. I was gonna say you might be able to make a play over here on her, with the people that can't siege as well. But right now you just want to drop that turret. I don't know why you're... okay, I don't hate Victor going top here because he doesn't contribute that much to the siege. He'd only really contribute to a dive. I think you guys are being a little bit too apprehensive about going for this turret. The reason I think that you should have Victor down here is because you have a 4-on-2 and you have a fed Jarvan. It should be a pretty easy, a pretty easy kill on them under turret if they choose to defend it. Especially because Morgana, for whatever reason, went Rylai's and not Zhonya's. So that might have been a lost opportunity. You guys are overstaying your welcome again. This is the kind of thing that happened bottom when you guys got rocked. Low health, no ults. The recipe for disaster. I know the feeling when you EQ there. You're just like, oh, they're all in a perfect pile. I can't not EQ in. Oh, you demand. You're so big that you can get out of that. It's amazing. Oh, don't go back up there. Oh my god, you're a nut job for doing that. I mean, you're a man because you're a team player, but that was insane. And it's also insane how many skill shots they've missed just now. They should be fired. Every single one of them should quit. Yeah, I'd be expecting them to come around, so you gotta be careful. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, other than running at them just to get the random ones off, I kind of like that. It was a very ballsy play. If you did that and then you had your EQ up and you could get out real easily, I think it would be an okay. But I mean, I guess it worked out. It was just kind of ballsy, especially since you're worth more than most of them. Cool. I would probably get B-Veil, just because disrupt their combos a little bit more. But I mean, mainly like a Spirit of Visage or Visage or Visage, however you want to say it. It's just not really contributing that much to your kit. Whereas, I've become a big fan of B-Veil recently. I don't know why. But it seems like it just works better. It's going to disrupt a lot of Lux combos and Moo combos, Gragas combos to an extent, Morgana combos especially. Oh man. Okay, so I gotta talk about it. If you're Jax, God. Okay, first of all, even if he gets that stun off on someone, what the fuck is he gonna do? Then your team's not really in a good spot to follow up. Ezreal kind of can. But they're all missing. Not only that, it's when you use your stun and you always combo it with your jump, it means you're killing half of the aspect of the stun, which is the dodge. Unless you're trying to pick someone off, you shouldn't jump with the stun. When you jump with the stun, it's with the intent of picking someone off. If you're looking to like trade and bang with someone, you want to just jump and save the stun. Pretty good E. I like that you juked back and you didn't really commit on it. I wouldn't have eaten that extra damage though there. Kind of eating a little bit too much free damage. It's going to make it hard to siege. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, but what I didn't like is that you chased actually. Hold on. Go back. So you scouted with the E, you got vision on her, you know she's isolated. Cool, 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 cool. So EQ, perfect, right? Because she's isolated right now, right? And these guys can't really help. But your teammates can't really help either, so you're going to get some free damage off on her, but you can't really chase to her because she's going to be running towards her team. So I'm okay with the ult, even though I don't love the ult. What I'm definitely not okay with is trying to chase her afterwards. You got to know that as soon as she starts even walking over that way, you're putting yourself in a bad spot. They have a ton of spells that can catch you. Gragas ult, Ashe arrow, a Mumu stun ult, Morgana stun. They each have a spell that can stop you. You gotta just do that damage while she's in isolation and get out. You can start like attack her a couple times from the left side. You can bait some stuff, but you don't want to be in a spot where you're gonna get caught here. So I definitely like the initial idea, but the rest was kind of debatable. The good news is you guys are so damn big that this might actually work still. If you guys don't all line up and just let Lux kill every single one of you. Nice. So I think even though the scores were kind of even as far as score goes, kills go, and farm goes, and everything like that, like I think you guys have had that kind of control this entire game, and you probably could have used it a little bit better. You have better team comp. You just had edges early. I think every lane but your bottom lane won, right? So I think top and middle one. Alright, we're fast forward through this. Nothing's happening. Big thing is set up Baron now. Or, actually the mid inhibitor is still open. So you want to protect Baron while setting up for mid inhibitor or Baron, depending on what they do. Let's look at your build real fast. I don't really... I would have preferred B-Val and Maul and Malmortius. Just because they're just so AP stacked. They're almost 100% AD. Or AP, excuse me. Randomins is an okay item. I might not get it just in this. I mean, I love the item. It's one of the most cost-efficient items. I don't think there's a reason for you guys to be so damn sneaky here, like sitting around wasting time. You just gotta shove that middle turret and stuff like that. But anyways, I mean, Randomins is an okay buy against their team. The only problem is it's really effective versus Ashe in this fight, for the most part. So it's just. You probably could have built something else. Like I don't usually build Warmogs, but it might be a situation to build Warmogs. I don't know. If Ashe is giving you problems, then Randomins makes perfect sense. I don't really think you can go wrong with your build though. But definitely would have gotten the Maul first. But I know how it is. You want to pick up some HP. So I mean, for that, I mean, I really don't hate it. I'm just trying to find something to comment on because you're playing so well. But yeah. The biggest thing, like I said, the biggest thing about rushing a Maul here is you wouldn't have any health whatsoever. I think you know that. I think that's why you get the Randomins. So you don't want to necessarily... Oh, shit. Didn't even see that. You don't want to necessarily get in a fight here because you're going to be picking a 4-on-5 and like in Lux's little funnel. And... Good. Yeah, see, dude, I can tell that you make safe choices, and it's good. A lot of Jarvans would have just gone in there on Lux in like rage mode. Even though they just blew a ton of ults up top, so they're gonna kill the support here, but they're gonna be vulnerable right afterwards. So I'd be looking to go in now. All their ults are down, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all their ults are down after the Ashe. Okay, go in. Let me back that up. I need to double check. I'll speed it up a little bit. Holy shit, lag. That was bizarre. Or no, it wasn't. Okay, I need to back it up again. Sorry about that. So, okay, real fast. Let me get my fingers back in the right spot. What the hell? My fingers are on the wrong keys right now. This is so awkward. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, this is so awkward. I'm going to try and look at that one more time. Just make sure you made the right decisions. Okay, so all their ults are about to be down. Cool. I'm just trying to see whether you made the right decision on going Morgana here. So I see you're protecting your Victor. That's good. You know that Ashe and Lux are in this bush. I think I might prefer that you go on these three while they're clumps and just let Akali handle Morgana. Mainly because now you're in this funneled spot where you're all stacked up and you're going to be getting cleave damage a lot. Whereas you would have been CCing three of them and probably, keeping them there for Jax to come on in. Looks like it's going to work out anyway, but just think about that in the spot. I think I definitely would have gone in on the other three. Start banging on them. Because you're just so much bigger than everyone that doesn't really matter. They can't scratch you. Probably would have undid my ult there as soon as he got out. It's all fine. Speed it up a little bit. Should be getting the inhibitor. You can I probably wouldn't get Baron afterwards. After actually, bottom turret looks like a better idea. Baron, it would have been a tight squeeze there. You probably could have got it, but it would have been an unnecessary risk. whereas bottom turret was vulnerable and no risk. So good choice, good decision making for you and your team. Cool, you got the maw. What are you going for now? Last Whisper or something? I mean, you can really do it whatever you want here. I generally prefer to set up Baron, but that's a little bit more throwy a lot of times. If you have TP, you can start setting up split pushes and stuff. This bottom wave is shoving, so you're gonna have to deal with it eventually. So I mean, I hate it. It kind of drags up the game a little bit, but sometimes it's best to just send someone bottom to shove it, and then stay at a safe distance so they don't do Baron. Okay, again, another spot where your team isn't in a spot where they can follow up, and you're not going to be able to 100-0 her, so I don't know about the best engage ever. It might work out because you're so big. Yeah, and you ate all their ults, so it's going to work out in the spot because you're so big. Oh, ult that. I love it. How's this game not over? I probably would have dropped that ult a little bit faster when they're when they're in that giant like cluster, but I mean there it's fine too. Hold them down for Ezreal and Victor. For those whose flashes were still down, you should be able to just end it right now. I don't know what your team's doing. Kind of stupid. Yeah, it definitely would have ended it there, but now you guys gotta set up again and do the same thing over again. And here's the giant wave I was talking about earlier that built up into like a mega wave. Okay. I hate this part of the game because there's barely anything to talk about. It's just like everything's usually pretty damn obvious. You guys are really lacking in the vision department. You have a little bit around Baron, but it would kind of hurt you. I wouldn't really get a Last Whisper usually. I think you're better off getting like a TF or something like that. That won't even matter though. Yeah, it's probably fine, honestly, EQ in there. You don't want to get too sloppy, but taking little stabs there when you're not risking anything. Ah, Jack's way out of position here. You need to be in the front though. You not being in the front's just like you. First of all, you are your team to a good extent. You are the strongest on your team. You're the biggest on your team, despite Jax and Akali being pretty big as well. But you're like the the bruiser, the enforcer, the guy that keeps the enemy team in check. As soon as you leave, they have nothing to fear. A lot of that's their fault, but I mean, you can expect enemy teams to be fucking up. Doesn't even matter. You'll get out of this. You expect your teammates to fuck up. That's why they're in this division, right? Like that, like stuff like that. It's completely unnecessary. Alright, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but you can probably fight right now. All their ults are down. Actually, Morgana's is, and then Ash's. Actually, Morgana Lux's. I wouldn't do it, but I think you would probably even win if you did it. But again, I wouldn't do it unless I was just in a normal game messing around, just seeing what I could pull off. But I mean, I'm not scared of them at all here. They're constantly out of positions. Yeah, like stuff like that. That's perfect. Disengaged. Nice. Yeah. See, dude, you do a really good job of that. A lot of Jarvans would just stick there smacking right after they EQ, but disengaging, doing that burst of damage and disengaging is going to be more beneficial there. You got a top wave pushing. I'd probably try and organize my team up there, especially if you see if they're going down for Dragon. Like, fuck Dragon. I don't care about Dragon now. Not a good choice. I like that you stole it, but a couple bad things could potentially happen. Dragon at this point in the game, it's really not that big of a deal. Let's look at it real fast. Okay, so I don't know how well your team can follow up over the wall here, and if they just choose to beat the shit out of you when your EQ's on cooldown and your flash is on cooldown, you might be in some trouble. And you are the smite, so you could potentially be risking Baron. Again, you're so strong that it might not even matter, but it's just kind of like, it's almost like an ego battle here by taking the Dragon. By Flash, you're losing. First of all, you're losing the utility of Flash here, and you are the engager, so that's actually probably more important alone than Dragon is. It's kind of not really necessary. I would have just came around from the side and tried to smite it or something like that. I'm not scared of them 100 to zeroing me. But if if you put yourself in a pit with all your stuff on cooldown, that might be, might get you fucked. Good steal though. Sweet smite. Oh yeah, see, and this is kind of what happened. Ha ha ha! I was right. For once, this game, I was right. Oh no! I would be with him right now, because you can, if you're here, you can pick off stragglers. You're a lot sturdier than he. Well, you actually both are probably about equally sturdy, because his Jax is ridiculous, this ult. But, I mean, that Jax isn't wrong in trying to pick someone off here, because you two are way stronger. They don't really have ults up right now. They have, I guess, a Mumu ult. They actually do have ults up. But, I would just be with him. I mean, you're giving him an opportunity to throw it. You have nothing to lose by being with him in this spot, whereas he has a lot to lose by being in the spot. And you'll probably be able to pick off at least one. You'll pick him off faster and get away without losing Jax there, or or maybe pick off more, because they really can't kill you. And you know that. By the way, as far as other items to get other than Last Whisper, Ravenous Hydra, especially as an early purchase, is really good on Jarvan. At this point, I wouldn't be getting it, but it might be a better option than Last Whisper. I know a Last Whisper is pretty sweet. But if you want to do a Last Whisper or like an Armor Pen build, you might be better off getting a Brutalizer early, but I think in this matchup, going Lizard is fine. So I mean, a Last Whisper is not bad, but I like Hydra better. Although actually, Last Whisper will probably be more effective at this point in the game than Hydra would be at this point in the game. So you guys are kind of risking a 5-on-4 right here, because Jaximus Maximus isn't here. So you just don't want to engage. You just want to play solidly right now and not give them the chance to take some sort of, increase their chances of winning by some weird stretch of. I don't really like the EQ there. I can't even see what's happening. You gotta disengage here, probably, if they're not following up. Okay, yeah, you're the man. Most people don't know that they can, they don't realize they have the option of running there. And they just kind of stand there and die. Nice that you're switching to Ashe. Cool. I don't know. You guys should have won this like 20 minutes ago. But a lot of people just once they're in, especially for every time tank champions, they just stand there until they die. That happens a lot. You guys are probably taking some unnecessary precautions, but I mean it's probably fine. You should be able to just end here. I'm assuming you're not gonna end it here. I don't know why he's using this. Oh man, you guys gotta end it there. There's no reason to run. Being a little bit too timid. I think it's the second time this game you guys didn't end it when you could have ended it. Fast forward it. Really no reason to do. I mean, you could do Baron. I mean, I guess the reason to do Baron is it's safe and it would help. It would help seal the deal. But really, you guys have had the power to end it for a while. What the fuck is going on over here? Oh, Victor's trying to throw in a big deal. Yeah, I mean, definitely getting Baron now because Victor's occupying them. It's just a free Baron. Oh, he's dead as hell. No way. Speed it up, nothing to do here, then kill the boss that isn't even attacking you, isn't even thinking, I should say. She can just go middle. At this point, you should just ride out middle, that creep wave up top, let the mega creeps do their work here. Or I should say you should go top, excuse me. Going middle isn't the worst option. I mean, because it's gonna work, it should work. But, I mean, the safe option is going top after getting the Baron. I don't really like ulting a Mumu there. Yeah, you're just too big for them to touch. Surprised Gragas did. If I were Gragas, I would have ulted you into the well. Oh man, no way. Oh, mega creeps. I almost just want the type of game. Okay, I can't even remember your biggest problems, honestly. I would just, normally I do a summary at the end of like, glaring errors. The big thing is with Jarvan, as in general, when you're an engaging champ, um, you want to make sure you're only as strong as your team's follow-up is, so if your team's not in a position to follow up, then don't engage. You gotta be really careful and selective about how you guys fight the enemy team, because it's pretty easy for them to pick you off with their abilities. Just completely like AoE clusterfuck you. Objective taking a little bit earlier on was a little bit off. You managed to still take objectives pretty well, but you probably could have done that a little bit better. Um, about your once you get that level edge on a Mumu, you want to be kind of taking it to a Mumu more often, because you have an advantage. You want to give him a hard time. Whenever you have an advantage, be more aggressive than you usually are. There was one more thing, but it's kind of drawing a blank on it right now. Oh, and those quick engages that you do where you see someone in isolation are real good. It's a very good idea to do those. Just like you overcommitted that one time middle by their second turret, so you just got to make sure you do that quick little stab and then you get out of there, or else you're risking it. Oh, also make sure you recall fast. Recall faster. There's sometimes that first dragon I think that the enemy team got. Um, or I don't remember exactly what happened, but you guys kind of dicked around a little bit too long. You were all too low, and then eventually I think Jax got caught doing something stupid or something. So, I mean, overall, it's a very good game by you. You play very solidly. I'm surprised. You seem like you play like a gold, so I think it's only a matter of time you'll get there. So thanks for watching, and I hope it helped you. Sorry for the awkward pause. It was zoned out.